this footage just sat on a hard drive for 5 months, and I sat down one day and looked at it and I was like, I should create something. I remember wanting this clock sequence because I wanted a context to the place, and it's just a little nice detail because it gives just a time and place of when it was captured. And then this was the Yuan tourist mart, and these temples were everywhere, and the architecture is so unique and just people going about their day, and I just wanted to capture this atmospherical vibe. And one thing I noticed is in Asian countries, which I think we should do here, is they walk around with umbrellas when it's sunny out to protect from the sun. Honestly, such a smart move. And then this was when we journeyed into the Yew Garden through these corridors. And also just take a look at this. Let's take a minute. Like, how gorgeous and how beautiful this is. It's just so satisfying to my mind. And I was running a Sony FX3 on a gimbal RS4 Pro on a monopod. So I got these drone-like shots because I would extend my monopod and hold it up into the air to get this steady shot of all the people. And it was so green that I couldn't leave those little details out. One note, in general, whenever I'm in a moving vehicle, I love to get slow shutter shots. And as you'll see here, there's motion blur in these shots because I'm shooting at a 1/8 shutter at 24p, which allows for more blur to happen because the shutter's open longer. So it's capturing the image on a 24 frames per second timeline, but it can't keep up, so it causes this motion blur effect. And then ending it with the nighttime, I was able to, the hotel that we were staying at had this rooftop, and I ventured up on it the last night that I was there to get some detail shots of the city. Also, how cool is this? They have Shanghai, and they could play any graphics. Like, it would rotate between welcome to Shanghai in English and then in Chinese and Cantonese, but then also random advertisements. Awesome. Let's walk through how I color graded it. I used Dehancer, and what I do here is I really just look for a film simulation that satisfies my brain. And I think the cool thing about Dehancer is there's so many different options. As you can see, as I click through, it changes it a little bit. Like, there's this black and white, which is also such a vibe. And it just is all dependent on what kind of mood you want. And I really like the Kodak Ultramax 400 for this. I wanted to give it that like filmic, grainy look to where I added in a little bit of bloom and halation and film grain for this one, which is a bit more of a stylized look. And what you can really see it, like an example in these leaves, you see that red here, that's halation. And let me show you what it looks like without the halation active. See, completely changes the image. But I thought for this specific edit, it looked really nice. And really, this was just a vibe piece. To finish off the grading, you just go into each individual clip with Lumetri Color, since we're in Premiere Pro here, and just color correct it and make it even. The music I chose for this one specifically was piano, and then you'll see in the next two videos where I have a Postcards of China coming out, and then also a just general photo diary that I did. And I really fell in love with the album called Letter from Sofyan Pamart. He's been one of my favorite pianists ever, and he actually wrote that album specifically while he was in Asia. He spent a month or so in Asia writing that album, and I thought it fit the vibe really well. And I really love the intentionality behind things like that, especially because what we get to do as artists is we get to create what's ever in our mind and bring it to the world. And I think that that's what my goal is with pieces like this, because it's really just documentation of life in your own beautiful way. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions down below. This was a pretty more straightforward one. It's just going out and capturing the world around you, in this case Shanghai, China, and creating a vibey little cinematic mood piece for the time that you had there. You could have been doing anything, and you chose to spend a little bit of time with me. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.